Hey guys, I'm back. So I was recently supposed to make a video, like a few days ago. My last appointment was on um August 2nd, and I thought it was going to be an ultrasound appointment, but it was literally just to listen to the baby's heartbeat and to get any of my like pregnancy questions answered and to do some blood tests and stuff. So that appointment was kind of boring, so I didn't end up recording it. I just got some blood tests, like a bunch done, because I was a little behind with mine, but I got my blood drawn. It was like 10 of the little tubes worth. Oh my gosh, I almost passed out, but it was basically like STD test, because the doctor will OB/GYN, she was telling me that when you're pregnant, your urethra opens. That's a part of your coochie, for those of you that didn't know. And so it opens, so you're more like susceptible to STDs and stuff, so it's important to get your blood tests and stuff. So I'm pretty much up to date with all of my tests and my chart and stuff. I just wanted to get that over with. So since that appointment, nothing really like super spectacular has happened. I'm going on 17 weeks this upcoming week, and right now pregnancy just feels kind of like the baby hasn't started kicking yet, and it just feels kind of like weird, because like I don't really feel pregnant, and like you can see my baby bump like sometimes, but sometimes I wake up and I'm like, did my baby bump go down? And then some days it looks bigger, like when I eat it looks bigger and stuff. So it's just like an awkward phase, but everything's fine. I'm healthy and stuff like that, so I'm really grateful for that. So in this video I just wanted to ooh, that lighting is good. I got my head wrap on again because I took out my braids the other day, and I do not feel like doing my hair. Actually, I don't really know how I want to do it, and also the gender reveal is on the 25th of this month, so I'm like, should I just do my natural hair and then a few weeks later like braid it again for the gender reveal, or what? So I don't know, but I think I'm gonna end up doing it. But yeah, I got this head wrap on. But so what I wanted to talk about in this video is pretty much why I want to become a parent. And I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about my upbringing and kind of how I was parented, and like things that inspired me to want to be a parent. So first and foremost, some of the reasons why I want to be a parent is because I always wanted a little buddy to like spend time with and raise and like just have a blast with, and like teach like morals and values, and just like give the love that I didn't have. And also on top of that, like as a woman, I wanted to utilize my ability to be a mother. Like parenthood seems so fun. It seems challenging at times, and I'm pretty sure it is going to be challenging at times, of course. Like nothing's super easy, well, especially not that. But yeah, so I really want to utilize my ability to become a mother, and I feel like that is like one of the big reasons why women are put on this earth, to reproduce and stuff. And so yeah, I really want to have a little buddy, or maybe buddies, but this whole pregnancy stuff, I don't know, but I gotta see it all the way through, because I'm only going on 17 weeks, so I can't knock it before I'm completely done with all of it. So yeah, just motherhood and just parenthood in general just sounds super fun to me, and I'm really excited. So yeah, a part of the reason, like one of the big reasons why I want to become a parent, is because of my upbringing, and I really want to teach my kids like differently than how I was raised, as far as like the communication, verbal abuse and whatnot. For example, like my mom, I was raised by my mom pretty much because my dad's been in prison for like the past 16 years since I was 9. So I was pretty much raised by my mom, and she has 6 kids in total. So I feel like my mom's communications with me and her other kids weren't always the best. I'll give her credit for raising me right, of course, because she taught me to have morals and values, hygiene, stuff like that. She did provide a roof over her head. What? All these bugs. A roof over our head and whatnot, like of course the basics. But one thing that really impacted me was her communications as a mother, and that's one thing that I really want to be different about with my kids. Like for example, when my mom was upset at us, it could be about the littlest of things. Like if me or my sister like talk back or something, she'll be like, stop talking back, bitch. Like she'll say stuff like that, or she'll just tell us like to shut the F up, or like just like for no reason. It would be for like the littlest things. And I'd be wondering if she was like depressed or like taking her anger out on her kids or what, but it was just terrible. And like I said, like I feel like she did her best at times, but I feel like there were times where she could have done better and made more of an effort. Like there were times where during Christmas, if she didn't have the money or the resources or whatever, she would just be like, F Christmas, we're not celebrating it this year. And I would never do that to my kids. Like I would do whatever I had to do. Even if I was broke, I would make sure that my kids had a good Christmas, no matter what I had to do. And my mom, she never did that. She just gave up, you know? And then there were times like where we needed like clothes, like school clothes or backpacks or stuff like that. And we had to go without because my mom wasn't gonna make the effort. She was just like, I don't have the money, I can't afford it, you're not getting it. And so like I understand like parents aren't perfect and like parents struggle and stuff, but for me it was the lack of effort. Like it's kind of like in a way you're like giving up on your kids and like not giving them any hope. And so then like me and my sister were going to school and like with raggedy clothes and stuff like that, and other kids were talking about how their parents got them this and that and they got new stuff, and we were just like, oh, like so like for me it was like the lack of effort that really affected me, which I would never do to my kids. And that's why I wanted to be different as a parent, so like I could show my kids like, hey, I'm never gonna give up on you guys, and even if I don't have it, I'm gonna go get it to make sure that you guys are happy. Like it's the little things that count, that matter. And I feel like my mom wasn't even trying to do the little things. Like I said, I'm not bashing her. Like I'm grateful for the things that she did do. Evidently she didn't do too bad if, you know, I came out great and I have morals and values and I'm a good person and stuff like that. But I feel like there are still things that affected me, but I'm glad that some of those things happened because they really shaped me into who I am, and they really inspire me to be a better person and to be a better parent. Another thing that I didn't have growing up that really makes me want to be different with my kids or kid, depending on if I only have one or multiple, is the lack of communication. Like certain things happen in my life. I wouldn't say they were like secrets, but I would say like maybe things that you normally wouldn't tell people that you would hope that you could tell your parents. And I couldn't even tell my mom or dad about these things. Like I didn't even feel comfortable like approaching them about certain things. And I feel like that's their fault, because I feel like as a parent you should make your kids feel comfortable like telling you anything and everything. And that's one thing I want to do differently with my kids, is make sure that I have a relationship with my kids to where they feel comfortable telling me anything and everything. And yeah, so that's another thing that I really hated growing up. Like it actually led me into depression because so many things were going on in my head and stuff, and I couldn't tell my parents about these things. Like they wouldn't take it serious, or they would discredit my feelings, or just like didn't know how to communicate with me about these things. Like it was just terrible. So I ended up holding a lot of things in, and I ended up getting depressed and stuff, but that's a whole nother conversation. And as for my father, it's pretty simple. Like obviously he's been in prison for the past 16 years, and that really impacted my life in so many ways, like abandonment issues, like because me and my dad were really close when he before he went to prison. Like we were always together. Well, not always together, but we were together a lot, always going fun places, Cheesecake Factory, Game Works, shopping for Jordans, clothes, all the expensive stuff. Like we had so much fun. And so when he ended up going to prison, it really impacted me. And maybe I have daddy issues. I'm still trying to figure out what that means, but I think a lot of like women go through that when they lose their dads at like an early age and stuff, which leads to like other problems down the line and stuff, which I definitely feel like I've had to deal with certain things like due to my father not being around. But yeah, so he's been in prison for 16 years. Our relationship has been like really rocky, but I feel like it's not because of me. I just feel like my dad has had issues like with narcissism, with the way he treats women, like being disrespectful to women, and all kinds of things. I've tried hard to like have a relationship with him because he told me my interactions as a daughter were terrible. Like sometimes I would disappear on him and not talk to him, but it wasn't because I was doing it for no reason. It was just because like I couldn't talk to him and he would be disrespecting me and talking crazy. So I just disappeared on him and wouldn't talk to him for months, sometimes years at a time. But that's what I would do for my sanity. So I really want to, like, I really made sure that I reproduce with a man that wants to have kids so that he can be in my children's lives, child or children. And I made sure that I reproduce with a man who is a law-abiding citizen that isn't going to go out committing crime and doing dumb stuff and getting, going to prison. And he's also a great communicator. He doesn't disrespect me. Of course, he's not going to disrespect his child and stuff. But the way my dad treated me, actually good and bad ways, because him teaching me to be family oriented, to have a kind heart and stuff like that, that really makes me want to love others and love my kids and do a lot for my kids. But at the same time, the bad things that he has done to me or said to me, because he hasn't really done any like super bad things, but like disrespecting me, saying crazy things to me, calling me out my name, that makes me like tell myself like, wow, I really don't want this for my kids. I don't want them to have to go through that. So I'm gonna make sure that they never have to go through this with me or with their father. So yeah, guys, I'm kind of in a rush, so I gotta get going, but I'll definitely be following up with you guys, and thank you guys so much for the support, and I'll see you next time.